Shall I pivot to the top 10 annoying things people say to other people, whatever the title is?
I like it.
Okay, top things people say to annoy the shit out of people. All right, in no particular order. It's all good. Could be worse.
That's my favorite. Yeah.
It's all good.
It's all good.
I know you better than you know yourself. Or when someone calls you up, we have this with John Schwartz, a running gag. You all right? Instead of hello, you okay? Can you do that for me? Like next time we have dinner, can you show up early? Can you do that for me? It's a good one. They fucked you. That's another thing. Like when you're just sort of openly complaining about something that happened, they fucked you, man. I hope you don't take this the wrong way.
Yeah, that was close. Yeah.
Or no offense or nothing. That's another one. FYI is usually not a good beginning. Mm-hmm. And please don't run out of the room crying after I tell you this. So those are my top 10 annoying things that people say to guarantee they spend their life alone.
Dana, I'm telling you this for your own good, but there's one.
That's good.
You know the one I hate? Hey, that's how I roll. Oh, why don't you roll the fuck out of here then? All right. You guys want to do that? Yeah, I'm a happy camper. Happy camper's got to be X from the lexicon. This is none of my business, but
those are all good.
Yeah. Could you put your mask on, please? That's one. Let me do the math for you. There you go.
Those are great. Can I do a couple of these with the womp womp?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, you all right? They fucked you. All right, do you want to do some argument?
I like when I'm at like the Christmas party at Dana's. You know, you have to talk to your neighbors that you never talk to ever. You know, and they say something. They say, "Hey, I joined a tennis club. I'm the captain of the tennis club." And then you would say, "Interesting," and then they did not know how to handle that.
Right, I moved up there. I'm with all these bankers, and they don't know what a comedian. So I would just, Dan Fetchback, who was a real nice guy, he'd be walking down the street toward the house. I'd look him up and down and go, interesting. And for years, Dan would say, well, why? Why is that interesting? And finally, 5 years later, he walked down. I looked him up and down and said, interesting. And he goes, yeah, it is. He finally got it and laughed really hard. Took 60 months to get the bankers into the stand-up mindset, okay? They're little dents on the uptake, okay, literal man? Huh? Not everything means what it says or says what it means, okay? Now go open up a mutual fund or manage some kind of hedgy thing, all right, Kiki?
Oh, the other one I hate is when
we were
people
ordering
say,
food once, and I got salmon and Diet Coke, and you go, interesting choice.
Yeah.
Interesting.
How about when people say ATM machine? I have to remind them. Well, it's automatic teller machine. So you just said automatic teller machine.
Same with PIN number.
Yes.
How would PIN number be wrong?
Well, it's the personal identification number. So you're
Right,
saying
same number. So the best way to say it would be PI number.
Yeah.
PIN. What's your
no,
PIN?
no, but drop the N.
Pi number.
Drop the N, pi number. Yeah.
I hate when people add an S to things that don't have an S, like Victoria's Secret, but they say Victoria's Secrets. They say Barnes and Nobles. People say Musso and Frank's. It's Musso and Frank.
Drives me nuts.
This is a madhouse.
That's kind of like angry East Coast comic. It drives me fucking nuts. They drop their S's. Drives me out of my mind. You know you got a good life when nonsense drives you absolutely batshit crazy. You know, I had one yesterday. Garage broke, right? The cord gets stuck in my fucking door. The garage door broke. Guy comes at 8 o'clock at night. He fixes it, because he made it. He built it. Then he goes to me, don't stand where the sensor is. So he's standing where the sensor is. If you stand here and click it, it ain't going to go. Like as if I would stand in front of the sensor. I go, hey, I stood over there, not where the sensor is. Yeah. Then I said, never mind. That's true.
They fucked you, Dana. They fucked you.
You fucked you. Hey, I hope you don't take this the wrong way, But
That's a good one.
no offense or nothing.
Yeah.
Have a safe flight.
Yeah. And this is not my place to say, but
Have a safe flight always bugged me. Well, if it's up to me, I will. What do you mean have a safe flight? They should be honest. I hope you have a safe flight rather than have a safe flight. Like it's up to me. I'll have a cheeseburger, I'll have a Coca-Cola, and I'll have a safe flight, please. Although they said that Bezos' flight was technically 10,000 times riskier than a commercial flight. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow.
But they did have a special, really absorbent, lightweight hand towel in the craft because he just, when they got to the top, he just burst into sweat. And so all the time they're coming down, they're just trying to get that dome nice and dried up for when he came out.
I didn't see it, but did they mention what movie was on the flight?
Who was on the flight?
No, what movie was on the flight?
What movie? It was 11 minutes long. What are you talking about? It was marooned? I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Larry?
Larry,
More
your
annoying
thoughts?
phrases I don't like to hear. Put the gun down.
Well, you have that name for my special. Don't laugh, bitch. You're next.
Yeah.
That was definitely. Mm-hmm.
I told Dana I've
left.
listened to all the podcasts, and they said his next special should be called Neckties and what was it? Bow ties and scarves. What was it?
Oh, for your just to make sure
the
your
chin
neck
thing.
looks good. Yeah, bow ties and scarves. Yeah, always keeping Mike under your chin, folks. Look at that.
Yeah.
It's a thing of beauty. Frank, Tom, any other things you want to say about the UFC or Dex? Dex has a
BlackBerry
story.
stock.
We don't
BlackBerry
need to
stock.
talk about BlackBerry stock until the end of the year.
Yeah, it's
boys.
a little early.
I wonder
all right.
will they have cage fighting on the moon at some point or on Mars? They got to put the UFC out in space. That's the next move, right? You got to have a hybrid. No, too far. Okay.
Well, we can definitely.
Hey, you guys in the UFC, man. The UFC, yeah, right. Well, we had Boom Boom Mancini. He killed people in the ring, okay? All right.
Yeah, they call it the sweet science. You call it sweaty men grappling on the floor. Okay. Nobody said because it's hard. You can be smooth as a boxer. You can be rat tat tat, never get hit like Mayweather, whatever. But even the best cage fighter might get taken down, and suddenly he's just on his back, just like a potato bug, just trying to kick up. It's sweaty and grabby.
What was that Charles Bronson movie where it was bare-fisted fighting? What was that one called?
The Barefisted Fight Adventure.
Raw dogging it.
Every time in old timey movies when they box, why is this, Tom? When they box, they don't hold their fists parallel. They kind of hold their fists toward themselves. It seems like you break your wrist punching that way.
Yeah, I don't exactly know. I've heard it was because of rings. They were trying to kind of slash people more with their punches.
Oh, because they had stuff in their hands.
And it was more kind of it wasn't exactly like a direct, kind of a slashing motion with the punches.
It also you'd be able to have weights in your hands too. I know a lot of people were doing that back
Oh,
then.
the movie was called Hard Times. Yeah,
God, no wonder that. What a generic title. Those kind of titles are just forgotten forever.
Yeah.
Desperate moves.
Yeah.
What?
We're
Hard time.
late for dinner.
Yeah. Has anyone ever, without any irony or joke, just said, "I'm going to sock you in your schnoz"? Is that maybe in 1850? That was a badass thing to say. Listen, man, I'll cut you. I'm going to snock you in your schnoz.
Don't get me wrong, but I was watching Gidget yesterday with Sandra Dee. Never saw it before.
Get the human time machine.
Yeah, and James. It was weird because it was all about her wanting to lose her virginity. If you think, but James Darren and Tom Laughlin, who later would become Billy Jack, he's trying to pick up on her, and James Darren walks up and goes, "Hey, man, dissolve." I want to bring stuff like that back.
Well,
Like somebody says something rude to you, just go, "Hey, fade out." Yeah. That's what they used to do in these 50s, 60s movies.
Yeah, make like a basketball and bounce or something like
Yeah.
that.
Well, the best
Make
one
a tree and leave. Yeah.
make the best one I've seen recently, or the most unwoke thing I've seen recently, is James Bond, Sean Connery on the pool deck in Goldfinger. And he's talking to a pretty woman in a bikini, and then the headquarters guys come over, and I think says, Get lost, dear. This is man talk. And then just spanks her. And she
Spanks her
walks
on the bottom,
she
yeah.
walks away happily. Get lost. This is man talk. Something like that. This has been a very retro, manly podcast
Well,
so far.
you got two of your oldest friends on the podcast. Of course, we're going to go way back.
Welcome to men who've been here since the early 50s.